What's up, guys? Ringside Brandon Kyle here. I am here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom, California. The owner, Andrew Kerfoot, and the kickboxing coach, Thomas Smash Fallon, both fighting January 7th for King of the Cage. So we're going to get some training with these guys, see how they're feeling getting ready for these fights. Let's go check it out. What's up, guys? Ringside Brandon Kyle here. I am here once again with Thomas Smash Fallon, getting ready for a Muay Thai title fight for King of the Cage, January 7th up in Orville, California. Smash, how's training going? I mean, you look like trim as ever, man, getting ready for this 205-pound fight.
Man, I've been under 220 now for about a month. I've been working hard, dieting for a long time, training my butt off, coaching all my fighters. It's a lot to juggle, but been handling it pretty well and, taking everything in stride.
Yeah, I know you were coaching and you were getting ready for a fight. I was talking to Andrew also about kind of the balance of it and how, the whole team kind of comes together. They understand you might have to train a little bit more. People help cover classes and whatnot. What's it like trying to juggle being a full-time coach? I know you hold hours and hours of pad every week, but, you also have to be a student and getting ready for your own fight. So what's it kind of like to be able to juggle that, getting ready for this title
So
fight?
when it comes to my classes, I'm still there. I just participate. And all the guys know, hey, when it's time to fight, we show up. We share our time on the pads. So it's pretty simple. I'll be like, hey, the first round we're boxing. For the MMA guys, we're boxing and wrestling, using that kind of style. We have a lot of different terms that we use and setups and really a system that we use. And then we have our outside game, which is more kickboxing, Muay Thai style. And then we have the mid-range elbows and knees game, and then we kind of mix it all together. So I'll kind of break it down like that. Hey, first round we do this, second round we do that, third round we do this, and everybody kind of knows the system now. So it's pretty simple to say, guys, we're doing this. Everybody got it? All right, go. And then everybody likes it because if you're just an everyday person, you get to train with a bunch of pro fighters and do exactly what we're doing to prepare for our fight. So they think it's cool, and obviously they're learning good stuff, and we're all growing together,
Yeah, Andrew mentioned like you guys kind of have created a little system together over the last couple of years. You've been coaching here for a couple of years, and it was like we have our own little system of how we do things. And he kind of mentioned being a coach. I asked why do you continue to fight? You're a black belt. You fought before. There's really nothing to prove. And he said he just wants to demonstrate, to his students, that this stuff works.
Yeah.
And is that kind of similar motivation for you, continuing to fight and get back in the ring and whatnot?
For me, it's kind of both. Obviously, I like to lead by example. It takes a lot of discipline to diet and to lose weight during the holidays. But I've also been out of shape for a few years because I retired for a while and got fat and started doing construction. And it takes a while to get weight off. I've been dieting since July. I was 270 in July. And I'm waking up now at 216, 217. And it feels good. Without a date, without a reason, it's hard to get up and be disciplined with your diet and your cardio and all that stuff, especially when you're spending so much time with all these other fighters. It'd be real easy for me to turn into one of those fat pad holders. And I just don't want to be that guy. I want to use this sport now for the same reason I did when I first started, which is to be healthy, to keep my mind healthy, my body healthy, and I'm human too. I have vices, whether it's food or whatever, and I fall just as hard as everybody else. So it's important for me to stay involved in this as long as I can. And I'm not looking like crazy, go to the highest level or anything, but just fighting for fun, and really that's all it is. Fight for fun.
Helps keep you accountable and whatnot. Yeah. So you're taking on Eric Smith now. You and Eric have both been in this Sacramento fight scene for a long time, for over a decade now.
Yeah, we all fought on the same cards as the amateurs.
Yeah, like 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
A couple of years, you've coached guys that have fought him.
Yeah.
So you
and we've been friends, and we've cross-trained over the years all the time, and there's no hard feelings on my end. When it comes to Eric, a year or so ago, he had started his own gym in South Sac, and he had asked me for some contacts, and I gave him the contacts I had. He's a good dude, solid guy. And I've been seeing him around at the shows, cornering his guys at the same local shows that I'm at, and it just kind of our paths crossed.
Yeah, how did that fight come about?
Well,
did the promoter call you and say, do you want to fight somebody? Or did he call the promoter and say, I want to fight Thomas?
I had planned on fighting in January. I fought there last January. And I had planned on fighting in January. And my last fight, I weighed in at 230. And I'm like, you know what? Why stop now? Let me go to 205. And that was in September. So I figured, I'll keep me clean. September, October, November, December, all through the new year. Keep myself clean, keep my my body in shape, and just keep going. So when they called me, they're like, oh, we got this heavyweight from whatever. And I'm like, no, I want to fight at light heavyweight. And they're like, oh, we got a guy. He's been asking us to fight. Wants to fight at 205, whatever. I'm like, okay, who? And they go, Eric Smith. And I go, well, you know, that's my buddy. And to be honest, I gave him your contact. Can you look for somebody else? And they did. They looked for a couple other people. Both guys said no. And so we ended up on Eric. And Eric jumped on it. He's gave me a little shit about it, but it's like, you know, I have no hard feelings. I'm not like out to get him in any way. If anything, this is good for both of our businesses. We're both local guys who run gyms and fight teams. We both get to show our guys how to train at a high level, fight at a high level. We're the main events, a little commercial, you know, nothing special, but for us, it's cool, you know. So it is what it is. You know, I wish us both to come home safe and sound. But, you know, he's tricky. He's the toughest guy I fought.
I was going to say, obviously, you know, nobody really signs up for a fight that they feel they're going to lose.
Sure.
So you obviously have reasons why you think that you can win the fight. And he also has reasons why he thinks he can beat you in the ring. So,
in all fairness, he's fought way better guys than I fought. I fought a couple of good guys over the years, more towards the early part of my career as an amateur. But, I mean, he's fought Fluffy twice. He's fought... big heavyweights. He's fought pro kickboxing fights, pro Muay Thai fights, MMA fights, heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, all over the place. He's fought way tougher guys than I fought. He's been tested way more than I have. And I know he's tough and he's durable. And this is a 5-round fight. They're 3-minute rounds, but it's 5 rounds. And he's fast. Usually I'm the faster guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's as fast as me. I know he's in shape. He's been working his butt off. And so have I. Yeah, in all honesty, this is probably the hardest fight I've had since my pro debut.
So this is it seems like you feel this is a real challenge for you.
Yeah, because at heavyweight, it's like, all right, who's the best heavyweight I beat? Mauricio Blanco from Dragon House. He went on a 5-fight win streak after me. But he's big and he's slow and he's lumbering, and it's like he never landed anything. You know, this guy's fast.
The test is the fact that you're going down a weight and the speed is going to be. You're used to being the faster guy against big heavyweights, and
big
now
heavyweights and light heavyweights. The people who've given me the best rounds of all time have been middleweights. You know,
just because the speed matches a little bit.
Yeah, they have the speed, they have the athleticism, they have the technique.
They're strong enough to
Eric
do damage.
Jumping front kicks and spinning back kicks and 2-touch kicks and punches, and you know he comes from a good lineage. We're back at LA boxing and. He's been around forever. He's got I actually thought he was younger than me, but he's like a year older than me. But, yeah, man, I think it's going to be fun. I think this will be the first time that I'm sitting on a stool in between rounds since I was an amateur. Haven't been past the first round since my third amateur fight.
Well, and talking about your career, you did a lot of MMA, started there, and then this is... You know, I don't know if this is the first time you've done full rules Muay Thai, but this is something that if you had done it before, it's been a while since you've...
I've never done Muay Thai. My last fight was my first real kickboxing fight. And to be honest, let's be realistic, I'm fighting other MMA guys in this rule set, right? This is me dipping my toes into it and see how it goes. So for me, I stopped doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling because my back is messed up. So I could still hit pads, I could still spar, I could still clinch. You know, I could get in shape for Muay Thai or kickboxing. An MMA fight, there's a high likelihood I pull out if I commit to it, and I don't want to be that guy. So right now I'm focusing on this rule set, and yeah, I'm dipping my toes in against other MMA guys. But if all goes well and things keep going good, there's a chance that I might try and jump on some higher level shows and test myself a little bit, especially if the money's right.
Well, I mean, you know, even though you don't have a lot of fight experience in this field, you've done a lot of training in this field. You trained down with Eddie Farrell in Tulum. You've been to Thailand several times to train, so it's not like it's something that you're just picking up all of a sudden to try to transfer from MMA to these more stand-up only arts.
And I've been a striking coach for a long time, and I think that's where I got good was from coaching. All of my pad guys have always been my students. So back to how I'm training for this fight, all my students are helping me. Today, Jesse held pads for me. Yesterday, Emilio, Lake the day before, Coach. Me and Coach have been holding pads for each other during class a few times a week. And at the end of the day, my goal with my team is to have everybody as good at holding pads as me. Maybe not all the tiny little intricate details and how to break things down and teach it properly when it comes to the system, the terminology, and that to me is the most important thing. And that's where me and Coach are vibing together for MMA. I want to know what he calls things, because if you've been trained with different jiu-jitsu guys over the years, some people call this that and that this, and things get confusing. So I always, hey, what do you call that? Okay, so now everybody hear what he calls that. So when we're in your corner and we say that word, you know what to do. So if I say underhook and you do an overhook, you know, if I tell you high-low and you throw a drop, it's different stuff, right? So very terminology orientated around here, and that'll kind of lead you through the path to be systematic.
Now, your grappling coach, Andrew Kerfoot, is actually fighting on this card. Will he also be your grappling coach? He'll fight before you, obviously, since you're the main event.
Yeah.
Are you coaching him? Is he coaching
Yeah,
you? Is that?
well,
I mean, that can be difficult when you have several hats to wear.
So
fight night.
I've cornered and fought the same night before. Here's the thing: we got all hands on deck. Our entire team is there. Pretty much everybody on the jiu-jitsu side, everybody on the wrestling side, and everybody on the striking side is there. So when it comes down to it, I got 3 of my students in my corner. He has 2 of his students in his corner. He's got Lake, who's a stud, who knows everything about the system. And he's got Billy, who's a stud, who knows everything about the system. So you got 2 of the best young, up-and-coming little dudes in the game in his corner, you know. And then I got all my guys that rock with me. They know my system. And everybody knows, just tell me to stay calm. That's all I need. Tell me to stay calm. Because really, I'm a pretty simple fighter. My approach is simple. Establish my jab, establish my distance, keep things basic, pick people apart, break them down, pop their wheels, which is their legs, and put a hole in their gas tank, which is their body, and eventually shut down the computer, which is the brain. That's my philosophy. So if I could do that, I'm gonna, you know, eventually get the finish, whether it's in the 1st or the 5th, you know.
Well, we can't wait to see it happen January 7th. Let the folks at home know where they can find you on social media and when and where you're going to be fighting coming up here.
Oroville, Gold Country Casino, January 7th, 205 Muay Thai Championship for King of the Cage. A lot of these shows now are doing what like 1FC and stuff is doing, which is offering all kinds of opportunities to fighters. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. Like it's just opening up a whole new fan base to come participate and buy tickets, sell tickets.
And where can we find you on your social media?
Tom Smash Fallon on Instagram, Thomas Fallon on Facebook. Nobody really goes on that anymore. I still got tickets. Hoodies are pretty much gone. But Brandon, thank you. You're always there for all of us local guys. Hopefully you got a little bit of work in today.
I got just the work I needed, brother. Well, man, we can't wait, dude. January 7th, Gold Country Casino coming up here in Oroville. King of the Cage, Muay Thai title fight. Thomas Smash Fallon, thanks for joining us, man. And we'll see you January 7th.
Thank you, brother. Oh, and baby, I love you. My wife, Janelle. The sweet life. Love you, Ben. Bye.
Smart man. Right on.